back. We're back with Burlington in the News. From the Burlington Record, we have Rick Mauch for our weekly In the News segment. June 2nd, Wednesday, back from a big weekend where his daughter got married.
How did we get to June, man?
Hard to believe. How was the wedding before we jump into this? I'm sure some people are listening and following.
But the point, it was busy.
Busy, but good, right? Probably great.
Yeah, we had, of course, we had a family gathering on Thursday, which wasn't really wedding connected. It's just people came in from all over the U.S. Literally, I mean, we had people from Missouri, we had people from Texas, Washington State. So we all kind of got together. And, of course, my grandkids from Texas had not seen the mountains, so we drove down to Colorado Springs for part of the day. Friday, we had a rehearsal. My son-in-law is Catholic, so we had a Catholic wedding at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Then we had a rehearsal dinner that night. Then we had a wedding on Saturday that I officiated. They were technically already married, I suppose. But
hey, that's awesome.
But hey, I made great friends with the deacon at the rehearsal dinner Thursday night. So
give him some pointers.
Got a really good friend out of it. We exchanged jokes, and then Saturday we had the wedding at 11 a.m. We had the reception. Then we had the after party that night, and then grandkids weren't ready to leave the mountains yet, so we went to Idaho Springs. Came back Sunday night, and whew,
that's a bunch.
Wow. And then Monday we took them to the Carousel before they headed back to Texas.
Awesome.
So
good.
Yeah, so it was a crazy whirlwind weekend, but just very exciting, very fun. My daughter is now Kinsley Garcia. Married just a sensational young man. He's as honest as the day is long, as nice as you can imagine. Just everything you would want your daughter to marry. And I told him he'd better be, because I'm not afraid to go back to prison.
Back. Nice. Well, no, congrats. On a serious note, congrats again.
Thanks, man. Thanks. And by the way, I have not been to prison. So,
tiny disclaimer.
Yeah, tiny disclaimer, because some people do take things literally.
Very literally, not joking.
Yeah. And then some people just take things, and that's how they go to prison.
That was a good one. Good one. All right, in the news, breaking news. What do we got?
Well, first of all, we always talk about the website a little bit. We've got some really cool stuff on the website. If you are wondering how you can get $1 million for getting vaccinated, well, first of all, there's only going to be, I think, 5 lucky people who get it. But you can go on our website, and it will tell you what your odds are, how you can check to see if you are a candidate. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, and I assume that I'm eligible, because it doesn't say those who. At first, I thought it was those who run out now, but I think anybody who has been vaccinated is eligible. So
yeah, I mean, I could that, because it seems like you would want to make it only people that haven't gotten vaccinated.
Well, no, I want it too, Troy.
Yeah, but it seems like that's the incentive, to make sure everyone, because they're at a certain percentage, so you got to push it past the threshold.
I need $1 million. I realize I run a newspaper, but I can still use $1 million. Trust me. And if I win it, I'll buy you a 6-pack of beer.
There you go. It's a good deal.
Apparently, there's a group called Job Creators Network, and they are suing to have the Allstar game moved back from Denver to Atlanta.
I saw that.
Don't think it's going to happen, but
$100 million.
Yeah, they are pushing.
They have a pretty valid case.
Well, I mean, I'm glad it's here, because it's Denver. It's here. We can go see it. Aside from that.
Well, I mean, in their case is that you took it away from all those minority small business owners.
I can understand why the folks in Atlanta would be upset at losing it. I mean, that's a huge event.
Huge.
And it, aside from the fact that it's exciting to go see, I have in the past, I've written about All-Star games. I've covered All-Star games. I've been to All-Star games.
Well, in those businesses, they plan for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's huge.
The hotels, think about the bookings on that. So
I can understand why they would
to see
want
how that
it
ends
back. I don't think they're going to win their fight, though, for a couple of reasons. I think Major League Baseball's dug in on this, and especially now that they made the move, I just don't see them moving it back. For one thing, it's way too close to the game.
I don't think they'll move it back,
yeah.
but we'll see. I bet they settle.
It is.
I bet they find a mid ground.
They might, and it is going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the news because, if I were these people, and I'm not knocking their cause, I understand fully why. Let's say it was the other way around and Atlanta got it and it was taken from Denver. I would fully understand why the people of Denver would want to get it back.
Right.
The thing is, I think they might have started their quest a little bit late. It's been gone now, a couple months?
Yeah, at least.
So
probably 3 months.
Yeah, this is probably something they should have started a week or two after it happened, not a month before the game. So
we'll see.
But yeah, it will be interesting to follow on that. I just think it might be a case of a little bit too late.
I think that they'll settle and probably kick some cash their way. That would be my guess.
I think what they'll probably do is they'll address the issues that got MLB to take it away. I think there may be some kind of settlement, and I think there may be some kind of promise to if we can reach an agreement on these things that were a problem, we'll make sure you get it back in the next 2, 3, 4 years, something like that.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know how far out they plan these things.
Pretty far.
But my guess would be that they'll probably come to some compromise and tell Atlanta, well, the next opening,
we'll get it back to you.
As long as we iron everything out, we'll get it back to you. But yeah, that's
a pretty big story.
It's tough for Atlanta, a city that I do love. I went to college in Alabama. I lived in Birmingham and made many trips over to Atlanta when I lived there. It's a wonderful city, but so is Denver, and the game's here, and I'm excited, and
It'll be the only baseball that we get to really watch at a professional level.
Yes, that's true. It'll be the only professional baseball we get to see. Although they are playing the Texas Rangers this week, and the Texas Rangers have now lost 13 in a row on the road. So,
well, I know that they've won 3 road games, right? Which is pretty amazingly bad.
The
Rockies.
Rangers?
No, the Rockies.
Yeah, the Rockies are terrible. I mean, I did read the other day where there is a move to make them better, but I don't. It's not happening this year. They're one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in baseball.
Agreed.
In fact, I think right now they do have the worst record. So
maybe I know that they were actually Arizona was below them.
But if they could I actually know Baltimore's worse than them. I saw yesterday Baltimore's 18
and Arizona
37.
is right there too. So
yeah, Arizona's pretty bad. So if they could just get better sometime in the next year or two, I'd be okay with that. Sherry Webb. If you look on our website, Sherry Webb got a picture and a video of a tornado in Bethune yesterday.
I think I saw that this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was right there on the spot and got a picture of it. And that's what news people do. We don't run from tornadoes. We take pictures of them.
Yep.
And that's the
storm chaser.
That's the craziness of us. I worked with a guy one time who was in an earthquake in California. And while everyone else was running down from, I think he lived on the 4th floor, he was ransacking his apartment looking for a camera so that he could get a picture of the earthquake.
That's a big deal. Think about that.
Yeah. And he did get a picture, and I think he won some kind of prize for that.
Driven by purpose and passion there.
Yeah. They have lifted, speaking of Coors Field and the likes, we have a story on our website about capacity limits being lifted at Coors Field, other venues, Red Rocks included, of course. We love to go to Red Rocks. In fact, we're thinking of going to see Chicago there, unless we've missed that already. I'm not sure. But we didn't go last year, obviously, but we try to catch a concert there every year. 7 people have been indicted in one of Colorado's largest money laundering schemes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have our weekly poll, which last week it was asking, do you think there should be a congressional investigation into January 6th? And 61% of the respondents said, no, there shouldn't be. 39% said there should be. The question this week is, do you agree with Texas' decision to go with constitutional carry, which means basically anybody who wants a firearm can have one. There's no permit needed, no training needed. And right now that's about 50-50, I think, on the website. It's a split there. And you know my stance. I have no problem with people having weapons to defend themselves. I have no problem with a person having a gun if they're a hunter, but I just don't understand why.
Do they have to be licensed or?
No, not anymore. Not in Texas.
For concealed?
Yeah.
Or?
Nope. It's called constitutional carry. You want a gun, you get it and go. And, you know, like I said, I don't mind people having a gun to defend themselves. If you're a hunter and that's your thing, I have no problem with that.
Or even if you were trained properly.
But
right?
why do we have to be licensed to drive a car? But you know, down there in Texas, at least, I'm not speaking for Colorado because you do still have to be licensed here, and I hope it stays that way. But in Texas, the mindset is you have to have a license to drive a car, but you don't have to have a license to have a gun. And I'm sorry, I don't understand that. I'm not speaking as anti-gun, so I don't want a lot of letters to the editor or a lot of emails or anything like that. That's not an anti-gun sentiment. That is just, I think, common sense. You want a gun, you're a responsible person, and I realize the criminals are going to get the guns. They are. That's going to happen from now to the end of time. I'm not a criminal.
No, and that's where
I should be willing. And it does come down to whether you're willing or
that's
not.
why you were just going to say what I was going to say.
You should
Most
be
responsible
willing to get a
people
license. Yeah.
will want to get trained and get a license.
Exactly.
So,
it comes down to
I
responsibility. If you are a responsible person, then you won't have a problem with the background check. You won't have a problem with getting the permit and the training and everything. I don't know. I would hate to be a law enforcement officer in Texas right now.
Time will tell.
Oh, my gosh. I have a good friend who is a former law enforcement officer, and I can tell you
he's probably against that.
Oh, he hates it.
I think most law enforcement is.
Yeah, so that's what's on our website, and we have a lot of stuff on the front page, a lot of stuff in the paper, as always.
Fire pit on the front?
That is the Soldier's Cross, or also known as the Battlefield Cross.
Wow.
It was a photo taken by Ed Dowd of the VFW post.
Okay.
The president, I guess you call him. If I'm not referring to it correctly, please, understand that I'm, but I am a huge supporter of veterans. My dad was in World War II. My dad was a hero in World War II, in fact. I'm just, this is bittersweet because it is great that we are paying tribute to the fallen soldiers. It is a tragedy that they are fallen soldiers. But that's, you can see there at the top of our page, that is a ceremony that took place on Memorial Day here locally. And thanks so much to Ed Dowd and the folks at the VFW Post for not only getting us this picture, but just doing this for the community and doing this for the many heroes. And I do believe if you served and you served honorably, that you are a hero. You don't have to get the
agree.
Purple Heart or anything. I mean, if you put your life on the line for this country, thank you, because it's because of you that we can even have programs like this. So a lot of COVID news this week. The No-Till Conference is coming back in August.
That's going to be big.
We got an official announcement about that, and yeah, that kind of hurt the economy not having it in February as always, but it's going to strengthen the economy coming back in August, and I don't know. I would assume that next year they're going to go back to their regular February date.
That's what I was told.
So yeah. So, if your fiscal year runs from like ours that the paper does, July through next June. We didn't get a no-till this year, but we're going to get 2 next year. So
yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, it is. It's we've got the annual Highway 24 garage sales this weekend, and I'm going to hit those because I need a weed eater. We left ours in Texas Either that or the movers are weeding their yards now.
So you guys have information about that whole thing on the front page right there?
Yeah, the front and the jump page.
And I think the Chamber of Commerce is the one that puts that on. Am I right about that?
Think so. Yes, I think so.
Very cool.
But I've never done it. I'm excited about it. I love garage sales. I don't like getting up early, so I'm not going to hit these early. But probably be on the road around 10 o'clock or so, and hopefully get me a weed eater, because, like I said, the movers who moved us up here they're probably weed eating their lawn now.
Probably started a lawn business.
If you read the first column I wrote when I got here, it was about the movers. Somewhere we are missing.
Dig that out of the archive.
Somewhere we are missing 3 rare bottles of tequila that we bought when we were in Mexico. You can only buy it in Mexico.
And a weed eater.
And a weed eater, and 1 or 2 other things, but those are the big things.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, tell me about it. Nothing like tequila and weed
landscaping
eating,
equipment.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
Those are the hot items you go for, I suppose.
Dude, they put a refrigerator on top of a wrought iron table.
Oh wow! Well, that's not the best move. Hey, you made it here though.
Table went from about this high to about 3 inches off the floor. So, and this is cool. This is really cool. Dwayne Lewis played basketball here in the late 50s. I think he graduated in the early 60s or maybe 1960. And he went on to coaching fame at Alameda and Alamosa. Yeah, he was at both of those places. And forgive me for having to look at the article to get that, but even as I was writing the article,
well, I think Alameda was what became Alamosa, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to research that.
But he had an incredible coaching record at both of those places. He is going into the National High School Athletic Coaches Association Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And one of the cool things about Dwayne is he instituted fast break, high-powered basketball offenses before they were even a thing. He just said he realized he wasn't going to get really tall players. Yeah, wow. So and he had incredible record coaching, and a super nice guy, and you're glad to see that happen to him. And there's actually a picture of Dwayne during his coaching days.
Very cool.
And he played at Burlington. He still owns a number of Burlington high school basketball records, like most points in a game, most points in a career.
Wow.
It's all in here. What a great accomplishment. Speaking of sports, Cougars moved into the top 10 this week in Class 2A baseball.
Ooh, that's good. Congrats to them.
They really have a good team. Their 2 losses have come to number 1 Lyman and number 6 Calhan. Ironically, both at home. The Lyman game was 0-0 after 5 innings. They lost it 7-0, but Burlington made a couple of late errors that broke it open. And Calhan, again, that's a number 6 team in the state. So, if you're 7-2 and you're ranked 10th in the state, and your 2 losses came to teams ranked ahead of you, especially one of them being number 1, that's nothing.
Sounds like it could be a special season. That's good.
I think they're definitely going to go to the playoffs. I feel they won't win their league because Lyman is in that league, but. Again, if you're in a conference with the number 1 team in the state and you finish second, that ain't bad. Some interesting things about Burlington. They're 7-2. They're 5-0 on the road.
Wow. And
they're on the road again today at Yuma, a game they should win. And out of their 7 wins, they have a perfect game, a no-hitter, and 3 one-hitters.
Yeah, that's what you said last time. They're doing well. They're pitching lights out.
Michael Gutierrez, their number 1 pitcher, I added it up the other day. I think he has 62 strikeouts in a 5-1 record. So he's averaging over 10 strikeouts a game. And their number 2 pitcher, Michael Long, is 2-1, and he has a no-hitter. So they've got a solid 1-2 punch. And I meant to ask Coach Weishar this. I know in Texas, most of the playoff series are 2 out of 3 games. Do you know what they are up here?
I'm not sure. We'll have to find out.
I would hope they're 2 out of 3, because if it's 2 out of 3,
but things might be different than typical too, because of the abbreviated season and everything.
abbreviated
So I just don't know. Trying to figure that out.
But either way, Burlington's got the pitching to make an impact in the postseason.
Well, if you can pitch,
yeah,
I mean, that's what it takes.
We got a lot of leaders in the state track standings. The top 18 in each event advance to state, and of course, all of that is listed right here. These are area athletes who are in the top 18 in their respective events. So
that's a big list.
If that list holds up, and of course, these are kids from Burlington, Stratton, Idalia, High Plains, Bethune, and Flagler as well. So if this list holds up, we're going to have a lot of kids going to the state, which I believe is in Lakewood this year. The library is opening back up for summer programs. A lot of cool stuff going on. I won't go over the whole list, but I will say that this Friday at 1 o'clock, everything you ever wanted to know about bees.
Really? That's cool. Kids are going to love that.
That does sound really cool. Actually had a friend back in Texas who was a beekeeper, and it is true. They put on the whole outfit, and bees swarm them.
That's a big business, too.
Yeah. So,
Carousel.
Carousel's back open. And those are actually
good pictures.
Those are actually my granddaughters.
Oh, really? Let me see that.
That is Zoe, and that is Gracie. Or no, my own grandkids. I got them backwards. What were we saying about a dispensary?
Yeah, you don't need one of those.
No. I clearly don't need one. I do this when I'm straight. That is Zoe. She's 7, and that is Gracie. She's 5, and they were having just a fantastic time at the Carousel. That thing goes fast.
It does. It gets going. It picks up.
It doesn't go up and down, but it goes fast.
No, it gets going fast.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, and they're going, Papa, get on. So we got on, and we're like 3 spins into that thing.
You're like, oh, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, but it's so cool. I'd not seen it. I'd just seen the pictures. I'd peeked through at the museum.
You haven't been out here for a full-on fair yet, have you?
Because I got here last year on July 13th, which was like 2 weeks before.
But
the
even
fair.
that was kind of.
But even then, it was COVID.
COVID fair.
Yeah, COVID.
Wait till you see it this summer. I mean, the lines that are lined up for that.
I bet.
It's a good time.
And it's a fantastic work of art. I mean,
it is. It's beautiful.
It's exquisite the way they've kept it, and it's just.
It's historical. I mean,
and
there's a lot of history behind it.
By the way, speaking of this, there was a story, and I can't remember which TV station in Denver did it, but there was a story that just came out. Someone sent me a Facebook message about it, which focuses on Burlington as a destination spot, especially now that this is open, now that Old Town is back full force.
Sure.
With the can-can dancers and the gunfights, and of course you were just out at Old Town, so
yeah.
So Burlington's getting some love up on the Front Range, and hey, come on down, we got room for you.
Yeah, definitely a lot of good things to see down here. Get out of the city.
Yeah, and if you've not seen the Carousel, my gosh, get out there.
Well, if you come out here and you see the Carousel, you golf. You check out Old Town. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff.
You stay in our hotels. You eat in our restaurants, and you know that, being a member of City Council, you know that things like this drive our economy and get people here. And Burlington is a tremendous place to visit. It's a tremendous place to. It's a tremendous place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. It's quiet. There's not a lot of crime here. We're not perfect. No place is.
No, but it's just a good community.
But it's quiet, and you're right next to the interstate, so you're on there. You're up in Denver or Colorado Springs in a couple hours. I know because I have family in Denver. We go up there once a month, and my wife and I like to get away to the mountains once a month, and we're in a great location here.
It is.
Make healthy a way of life. Steel-cut oats with watermelon. I'm not a big oats fan, but I'll eat the heck out of watermelon.
Yeah, that looks tasty.
I used to not like watermelon when I was a kid. I don't know why.
Me either.
But I love watermelon now.
I'll still eat it now. But
Oh, I will too. Like I said, I'll eat the heck out of it. I'm not a big oats person, but I will eat me some watermelon. So those are highlights of what's going in the paper this week, and just a quick glimpse of what's going next week. We hope to have a new superintendent in place by then. Let me find my page here. We hope to have a new superintendent in place by then. We'll see what the results are of this week's poll. Sherry is doing a reaction from people on the Carousel being reopened. She's going out and talking to people.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Yeah. So we should have photos from the Little Britches Rodeo.
Nice.
That just happened. We'll get a better idea of what the baseball playoffs are shaping up to be. I feel pretty sure that Burlington's in.
When do we know?
I think it would take a total collapse for them not to be.
By next Wednesday?
I want to say the regular season wraps up on around June the 10th. So we should know.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, they usually announce those on the Monday following the weekend. So I would say we'll probably know. What day is the 10th? That's a Thursday, so Friday, Saturday. We should know probably by that following Monday, which is the 14th, I think.
Yep.
If I'm doing
it is
my
Mondays,
math
because
correctly.
next Monday's the 7th. Yep.
Stratton Liberty has a shot. Now, they have struggled in their conference, and that might hurt them. They have played probably, they've definitely played one of, if not the toughest schedule in the state, and we talked about that before.
Yeah.
So the question with Stratton Liberty is going to be, will that conference record hold them back? But, playing the schedule they've played, and I would certainly, right now I think they're 13th in the RPI rankings.
That's close then.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it is close. But I definitely think Burlington's going to make it. And I think if Stratton Liberty can put a couple more wins together, I think they've got a good shot as well. So, and the summer swim team will get going. We'll have a story on that. Next week. So a lot of stuff's happening this year that just couldn't happen last year.
It's exciting. It's good.
And it's like changing into a brand new outfit. You know how you feel when you just, you got a brand new shirt and brand new pants and you're just ready to go out and show the world. Well, that's kind of how it feels now, because last year it was like everything's in the closet, and
it's like going from a hazmat suit to beach attire.
Yeah. Should we go out? Who's safe to be around? And literally last year, I don't think anybody was safe to be around because we didn't have a vaccine or anything. So now, there's the atmosphere's better. It feels like a whole new world. And I can tell you, I'm getting out. I'm enjoying it. The wife and I have some outings planned. I'm just ready. I
think everyone is.
I'm ready.
There's going to be a lot of fun events coming up.
Yeah, I'm ready for Red Rocks again. I'm ready for. There's a cool concert coming to Lyman of all places that I want to go see. It's the Long Run, the Eagles tribute band is playing there this summer. So and then the Old Town, get out and see the gunfights. I haven't done that yet, so I got to go do that. Probably won't this weekend because I'm going to be looking for a weed eater. But
good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'm heading out before you because I get up early. I'm going to go get all the weed eaters.
And I have to say, before you let me go, the Explorer magazine is on our website.
Is it done?
It's done. I am, in fact, going to Sterling tomorrow to pick up
some copies.
Yeah, I think I'm picking up 2,200 copies or something.
News.
So before long, you can get a hard copy. In fact, by this time next week, you'll be able to get a hard copy at places like hotels, the Welcome Center. I think I'm even going to take some to Dodge City.
Awesome.
Because, people, they're traveling.
No, that's good.
So, But if you want to look at it early, the digital version is on our website right now.
I'll check it out. That's awesome.
Go on there, and it's on the trending part.
Okay.
So, and it looks good. It does. It looks good.
Good job.
So, and yes, you guys are right there prominently. I think you're on page 3. Is it?
I think so. We're in there. I'll have to check it out.
As soon as you open that thing, you see right there. So
good.
Fun as always, man.
Yeah, definitely. I know you have a staff meeting, so we're up against it. But I'll see you next Wednesday.
I do.
We're picking up a good schedule again.
I got to go play boss.
Yeah.
So
go do it.
Although actually they run the paper, I don't. I just
Well, thanks for coming in, and we'll sit down next week.
Absolutely, my friend.
All right. Thank you.